And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Solar Expanse in our Fission all the way run, where we're back contemplating getting more stuff out to Demos. So Phobos, just like Demos, is a place where we can put more people. We've put the rotating habitat. We can drag some hydrogen in so we can get stuff off of it. So the question here is, which do I want to do first? Do I want to bring the hydrogen in, or do I want to bring the people in? So how much hydrogen do I have in orbit? 200. And we got 1.2k on Mars. Okay. So let's bring the first wave of the crew in. I can bring in 80 crew. Oh, I can bring in 80 crew, which is actually all I want to bring in. So I can bring in the whole load of crew, and then it's getting enough hydrogen over there that I can get the crew pods back. Because we may want the crew pods for something else. And then we bring the hydrogen back. Okay. So, crew pods, Demos, Mars Demos, ride the Hephaestus, because it's the most fuel-efficient transit we have. And this is actually going to be a fairly large load. And actually, I suppose we've got enough that I probably could just bring the hydrogen along with this road, right? Loaded. And we'll bring like 100 extra food along, just to make sure we don't run out of food. And then 800 tons of hydrogen. Ride the Pelican up. And then there's enough hydrogen orbit that we should be able to get back. And in fact, we're bringing enough hydrogen along that in theory we should be able to get back, right? We're just positioning it where we want it. So yeah, there we go. This is waiting on a Pelican launch, so we're going to wait for the Pelican launch there. Research lab on Phobos complete. So that's going to accelerate research. We're finding new objects, which is always good to do. Spacecraft arrived at Demos. So there we go. So 110 people. In theory, I don't need it. Or it can go up to 130 because I got the mobile habs there, but we'll probably want to nick the mobile habs for other things. And arguably, I want those crew modules now back on Mars. So Demos to Mars. Festus will be doing the carrying, adding the module. Not the radioisotope generator. We need the power. Crew module, no crew. There we go. 110 tons for 22 empty modules. Riding the Pelican back. Minimum fuel for the return trip. Off they go. And then as far as our other planned ones, we still have Letitia to Mars, Demos to Mars, and Earth to Jupiter is ongoing. There we go. Our modules are returned for when we're going to take the next batch. If we want to take the next batch. This also leaves extra space on Mars so the Martian population can grow. Yes, and the other thing we want to do is Mars orbit. I want to start shuffling the metal to Demos. It's actually going to take 2 trips. Well, actually, I think the one full trip is probably good enough, I suppose. Yeah, the one full trip. We'll leave some of it behind. We'll leave 200 or so behind orbit. And that'll get us started on Demos pretty well. Here we go. I will need to bring more carbon to Demos in 8 years, so we're not in a major rush for that. We'll have time to mine on Phobos effectively. So Demos, let's start using that metal to expand our extraction here. So I'm going to do 5 mining the water and 5 mining the silicon. And that should be a good start there. And then I can take the Hephaestus just back to Mars. It's not taking anything, so we'll use the orbital hydrogen. Just to get the ship back to a centralized location. There's maybe even an argument to send the Hephaestus at this point back to Earth for long hauling to places. Earth is still saving up more hydrogen, so we can do more aggressive launching, I think. And the Letitia to Mars mission hasn't launched. We must have been pretty far out the launch window. Not too concerned about that. It's not a big problem. Letitia is slowly making its own hydrogen, so that the sort of freight haulers we have can do maneuvers. And I suppose that one's the one going down. I think this one wants to go up to Jupiter. The next ideal orbit transfer. Again, not carrying anything per se. Optimal transfer window, just to take the minimum amount of fuel. We want you up there for when we get hydrogen production up there for sort of doing transits around the system. So I have a quest to put people on Callisto, which really is waiting on hydrogen for launching. We have a quest to send a spacecraft to a moon of Saturn, which isn't too hard. And then the other quest right now is to get the radiation down on Mars, although that actually requires technology that we don't have researched yet. We're going to have to work into artificial magnetosphere, which I want to do again, this isn't a super rush, so that might be what we queue up after we get the tech speed researches. So let's actually queue that up so it's behind the tech speed researches. And that shows you that it actually is a little bit more complicated because I need 6 techs to get here. Requirements: terraforming, superconducting magnets, and room temperature conductors. Okay. Space alloys. That's not terrible. Terraforming is not super useful, so that could be a different spot in the tree. Maintenance cost, okay. We'll do like that order. Get that tech. And we've been having things finish, which is extractors on Demos and Phobos mostly. What else do I want to work on? I can continue building out solar panels on Mars for expanding the Martian industry, so let's do that. Earth is actually using all its power, so if I want to continue expanding on Earth, I need to expand the power, which we can pretty easily do. We got a lot of silicon. So let's actually get another 10 solar panels going. And again, the big thing that I'm probably tempted to expand on Earth, even if it's only a temporary expansion, is hydrogen production. And then I think we'll turn the speed up and let some of our missions conclude. Oh, all the solar arrays finished real quick on Earth because I have a lot of capacity to build on Earth, I suppose. Okay, so now I have more power, and we're going to invest that power probably in making more hydrogen. If we get up to like 3K for the launch, I think it'll be good for the launch. I think actually taking the next launch out to complete reaching Saturn wouldn't be terrible. One of the Saturn guys has hydrogen, or has water carbon, right? Yeah, Titan in theory has water carbon. Probably do a transit to Titan. The next batch. And in this Titan. Okay. So, for my launch to Titan, we're going to want like 5 mining extractors, 5 mining modules, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring along construction equipment, so we'll build a 5th construction equipment. 6 crew compartments. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. A mobile habitat. A radioisotope generator. And a probe. That's what I need for the place we're going. So we'll get all that together. And then I think we expand hydrogen production in the short term. In the long term, we'll be disassembling all the hydrogen production and the water mining on Earth. But long term, or short term, we need it for Earth launch cadence reasons. At least Earth still has megatons of metal at the moment. And then power-wise, I have a lot of power. I got like 50 more power. Because I want to be able to queue up 10 of these in there. Let's buy the 1,000 metal. And then I can queue up 20 electrolysis. Okay, let's time advance. There we go. We got our constructor in. Oops, click on the right orbital body. Got a constructor in Jupiter orbit. So now we wait for the final tech, which we just unlocked the one before it. So in 4 years, 10 months, and 8 days, orbital gas extraction will be a go, and we'll be drinking Jupiter's orbit. Drinking Jupiter's gas. We did pick up in orbit production. Theory that decreased the construction cost to orbital shipyards, so future ones will be cheaper. And I could now set up rotating stations and city stations. There's maybe an argument to try to get one of those in Earth orbit. That way, instead of having to do all my launches Earth to someplace, I can instead do it Earth to Earth orbit, fill up the station Earth orbit, and then I just got to bring the modules to Earth orbit and ship them out to places. It's a thing to think about. Although we're still, either way, we're going to be limited by transit capacity, right? So I got to get 400 tons of metal to Earth orbit, another 100 of rares, another 200 of glass, 40 food. I mean, we probably want to bring more food because we want to have enough food in orbit so that the people in sort of Earth's waiting room adequately fed. Although some of those can come from the moon, right? So we can take the food from the moon. The glass can come from the moon. Yeah, some of those can come from the moon, I suppose. Oh, I guess I could actually put the rotating. Could have put the rotating habit in Earth's orbit as well. Oh, the city station. Yeah, so don't have enough rares there. Don't have enough metal there. Weak rotations. I need like 1,000 capacity. Don't need 20k is a little high. 20k is a little high for the waiting room right now. So 400 metal. We don't have the rares. So I got to bring the rares, the glass, the metal in. I've actually got the food there already. This will lower the upkeep for people in the waiting room, per se. Yeah, let's, instead of having me Is there anything I want to actually queue up before I just let it go for the moment? More hydrogen production on Mars or more extraction on Mars? Probably just more extraction. Would be nice to get all that water extracted before I want to terraform. Looking at 9 years for that deposit, it's going to slow down, so it's going to take a bit longer. So yeah, just more water extraction. Mine the water. And then I've got power 13, more power. So that's 5, 10. We'll do 10 for the moment. That'll 10 power worth of consumption. That's actually 20. Then Phobos. Phobos has built its metal mines and its carbon mines. So it'll go through the metal in 276 years and go through the carbon in 221. Given that this sort of life-sustaining carbon, not I need to build things out of this carbon, that's fine, I think. Although we're not even getting a whole ton of carbon today. Might want to turn the carbon production up a little bit. How does power look? Got 7 things of power left. Let's start working on some silicon production. 2 of those going. And then demos. 72 years. I'm going to mine more of either of these. It's probably the silicon. 72 years is fast enough, I think, for the water. So yeah, more silicon. You've got 7 years before you run out. You've got 7 years before you run out. You're the one who needs to resupply the most, which is 5 years. And yeah, our transit cadence here is slowing down, as we're pretty much just being limited by our hydrogen to launch from Earth. Well, and or launch from Mars, right? We could be launching stuff from Mars, but we don't really have the hydrogen there either. Okay, so we've got everything built as far as the next launch from Earth. We're just waiting for the hydrogen to get full. I think 3K should be enough. Okay. So, with that, I am looking for a mission not from Jupiter. Earth to Titan, Saturn. Titan orbit. We're going to ride the Hephaestus. We are going to add modules, so we need 1 construction module, 5 mining modules, crew compartments, total of 6, 1 mobile habitat, 1 radioisotope generator, 1 probe. Then want to bring enough along for a research lab, a farm, and an outpost. Electronics farm and outpost. Okay. So alloys, 100. Electronics, 10. Rares, 10. Glass, 10. So that's the research lab. Farm and the metal for the outpost is 90 metal, so I need to buy metal on Earth because I don't quite have enough right now. buy a supply of metal. And then I need to bring supplies. We're gonna bring, I need 10 to build, and I need probably more for the transit. So let's do like 110 supplies. Plus whatever ship fits on the ship. We're gonna ride the Pelican up. This is going to Titan orbit, so we need to be paying attention when it arrives, because we need it to land. Optimal window. So it's going to be tying up our ship until June, or our launch craft until June, which is 7 months out. I think I can accept that. It's going to be a long flight. It's going to be 53 years out, or not 5 years, 3 months out. We got enough for 16. So in theory, they can sort of sit in orbit for 10, 11 years. So I'm not too worried about them starving, even if I stop paying attention. And then ideally, I probably want, because it's saying 146 tons of fuel. Let's assume that I want 146 tons of leftover propellant when we get there. So that I can get the ship back. Yeah, that looks about right. I won't need the whole amount of fuel because we're not going to be taking the tonnage back. But so there we go. So that's the Pelican loaded up with stuff. Translating the Hephaestus, and the Hephaestus goes to Titan. Cool. So here's our transit window. Looks like there's another quest done. That ties up our one and only launch on Earth here. Not too much of a problem. Speed up until that launch happens. And on Mars, we're still expanding mining. We've got lots of silicon on the moon. So the moon is definitely a place where I want to be doing industry. The big thing we're missing from sort of shipping tons and tons of stuff to the moon to do industry is both techs. So at the moment, the only thing sort of productive I can make on the moon is glass. But later on, we'll be able to do electronics and stuff. Yeah, because probably the best place I have solar panels for, but isn't too horrendous from a orbit standpoint. Okay, so I got about 3 kilotons of fuel. Our Titan transit is away. We got about 3 kilotons of fuel in Earth orbit. So let's go ahead. I want, and this is going to be a little bit of an ambitious project, I think, but I want to build a rotating station. So I want 400 metal, 100 rares, 200 glass, and 40 food in orbit. So Earth orbit, orbital payload container. That's a good question. Can I see what I need to build while we're working on it? Yes. I won't be able to hit accept, but that's fine. We're making sure we get the stuff. So 400 metal. I'm just going to assume I don't have any of this in orbit. Rares. 100. Glass. 200. Food. Another 40. Red Pelican. It's not going to tell us how much hydrogen that's taking. Kind of the one problem with this overlay right now. It should take less than 3k. And it took 1.5k. That's why I saved up for 3k, so I knew I'd have enough. I want to be told, hey, you can't get that up there. There we go. So then I'm going to build 1 rotating station. do I not have enough crew? I've got the power. I must be short on crew. Yeah, we're short on crew. Okay, let's fire more crew. I'm still short on crew. Ooh, okay. Get me another outpost, or get me another hab on Earth. Give me 2 more habs on Earth. Hab completed, so I can now house another 300 or so people apparently on Earth. Okay. Oh, both the habs finished story. Okay. Okay, so now the concern is I don't have enough power. That's a little bit easier to solve. We'll just tell it to build me 10 solar arrays. That'll fix the power real quick. Mars is got more power because that was the last thing we built. Only have enough for another 2 electrolyzers. If I were to do electrolyzers, or really what we're working on is my ongoing thing is I want to get all this water out of the ground. All the salt on the surface and all the water under the ground. That's the short-term goal here. And I got enough power for another 5 power basically, so that is 10 of these. And then we need to do solar panels. Okay. So waiting for Lutetia to Jupiter. Earth to Titan is actually out. Outbound. There it is. Those coming done, let's queue up the solar panels for continued expansion. Get 6 more in queue. Yeah, we now have power surplus on Earth. Is there anything else I want to build on Earth? We're already back up to sort of the level of hydrogen I want, so that's good to see. Earth orbit, the rotating hab is done. So I suppose we can start launching people to Earth orbit preemptively. So there when I want to shuttle them elsewhere. We'll do them 50 at a time. Gives me a good idea on how to predict how much food they're going to need to sit in orbit. Okay, those are done. Can't do an orbit to, or planet to orbit. Click and drag there. Add the modules, not the construction ones, the crew modules. There we go. Ride the Pelican. This is a fairly small load, so it shouldn't have gone through a lot of fuel. Then, Earth orbit. We have 50 people. 50 people. Give it a moment to give us an estimate on food consumption. Can last off food in orbit for 57 years. We may want to get more food there, but we also want to get more people. So, trade-offs. Okay. Modules, back to Earth. Except empty this time. Do not bring people with you. And then the Luna Pelican. I would like you... Or not the Pelican. Oh, the Luna Pelican, yes. With the Prometheus. Please ship food to Earth. Luna, not to Earth orbit. Ride the Prometheus. Bring me 800 tons of supplies via the Pelican. Minimum fuel, please. And then I have a Prometheus at Earth. Go take up the position the previous one was at Mars. Or at the Moon. So we're just going to have those two swap. So I've always got one at Earth if I need to send stuff to the Moon. I've always got one on the Moon if I need to send stuff to Earth. Crew modules are back. I want to send them to orbit. The next available launch. Earth orbit. Orbital payload container. Add the modules, which are the crew modules. All of you get to orbit. Ride the Pelican up. There we go. We now have food for 178 years. And 100 crew... Well, actually, that just lowered it down to 83 years. And 100 crew in Earth orbit, ready to go wherever we need them in the solar system. And the more crew we get in space, the less monthly deficit we have. So that be the plan. We keep doing that. Keep getting people out. Okay, and then we can do the Earth to Earth orbit transit on the next Pelican launch. Okay. And again, we're still waiting on the transit out to Titan. Earth orbit, Letitia Jupiter. Letitia Jupiter is actually going, okay. And then Earth to Titan. Did that mission take a really long time? Should have ended? Yeah, I think it has ended. Okay, let's pause. I want to get you back down. Did I screw up and just sent the pods empty? I think I screwed up and sent the pods empty. Whoops. So they want to land empty. We want them to launch full. Okay. Yeah, full pod. Okay, and then you can come back down. Empty. And then they reappear over there. Earth to Earth orbit. Oh, no. Earth to Earth orbit needs to be full. Gotta remember which one I'm on, which step I'm on. Ride the Pelican up. Each one of these launches we get 50 more people in Earth orbit, which is going to make us go through the food faster, but yeah, it's not too bad. That's Jupiter. There's the Sun mission. There's the Sun mission. I guess 50 days. It's only like 50 days per launch, so it's a pretty quick cadence, right? Getting back down. No crew. And then we run 3 days, so they show up on Earth. And then we do the reverse flight, Earth to Earth orbit. On the next Pelican launch. And yeah, the 50 days or so is not a long turnaround window. We're going to get the people up there pretty quickly. Back to Earth. Assuming, of course, remember not to send the people back to Earth, and remember that each time we go up, we bring people with us. It's easy enough to get those confused. And at the same time, I do need to make sure I retain power here on Earth as I start to steal all the people we need to run the Earth industry. Let's acquire more people. Acquire the services of more people. Over on Mars, we've built out everything we're building on Mars for the moment. We want to queue more up. So we built more solar panels so I can build more water extractors, is kind of the plan. Back and forth, okay. We got 20 surplus power, so keep it really limited and only build 20 of these, which is actually 10 of the power. Expecting to be out of that water deposit in 9.8 months, but that's fine. We actually want to get through this whole lower quality deposit before we start terraforming, which is 2 megatons. So, really want to be getting that down to like 10 years. So, until we clear this out, we don't know what that rate is going to be. And Earth orbit. Got the unit up there. And 3 unit up there is probably good enough for now. Just so I can minimize the micro, because it is micro. I appreciate maybe not doing so much of. Six months out, okay. Our time-sensitive mission is Titan, because we're going to drop in orbit. If we get it landed on Titan, it becomes no longer time-sensitive. Because we can queue up the requisite outpost and farm, and it becomes very time-sensitive at that point. And quickly coming up on that tech being done. There we go, orbital gas extractors. Orbital gas extractors, we can go to Jupiter. And we can tell Jupiter orbit. Go to Jupiter orbit. And we can tell Jupiter orbit, please build 5 gas extractors. So every 120 days, for the next 600 days, we'll have another gas extractor coming on, which will begin to drink the gases of Jupiter. We know there is 1 billion tons of helium-3. We know there is 73 billion tons of hydrogen. We know there's 600 megatons of nitrogen and water as well. Interesting, those classes liquid. I'm not sure if I need to actually probe the deposits in us there. I think we can get some without probing it. Because obviously we're not landing on Jupiter with its massive gravity. And then we'll start moving through the tech speed techs. Suppose on Earth, I can start prepping for another outbound. How many Hephaestus do I have? I know I have 4 Prometheus. So Prometheus there, Prometheus there, Prometheus there, and I have a Prometheus on the way out here. Got Hephaestus at Jupiter, which is kind of stuck there until we start extracting. Do I have a Hephaestus at Lutetia? I do. Let's get you coming back to Earth orbit. Assuming we have enough hydrogen to bring a full load. Of the rares. Optimal window. And I do have enough hydrogen to go. This is not necessarily a great transfer. Great, that gets you back with the rares in tow. So there's one. One's at Jupiter. One's on its way out to Saturn, and then I have the one at Mars. So I probably, if I want to do another research base, want to actually get the Martian one back. So with that in mind, it's time to bring the Martian one back. Yeah, make do with the Prometheus system. Oh, we're a bit far off of optimal, I suppose. If I say you can use like 50 tons of fuel, what is the fastest? That's a little bit better. And that doesn't even need 50, that only needs 41. Okay. We'll work with that. It's not the optimal window, but it doesn't need to be. Okay. So then we're waiting for the Titan one and or for the fuel to start going for Jupiter. Or for that one to get back to Earth, I suppose. Oh, if that one is getting back to Earth, I should queue up the build, right? So the build is 50 mines, or not 50, it's 5 mines. 5 mines. Don't add zeros where zeros aren't required. 2, 3, 4, 5. Production module. We've got crew compartments, we'll take some of those crew compartments. Mobile hab, radioisotope generator, and a probe. Yeah. And then those will be able to launch as soon as the Festus is here. Do the transit. Launching that Titan approach. Make Jupiter orbit, we are extracting. Let's get this Hephaestus back to Earth. Probably actually Earth orbit, actually. We're gonna have it fly empty. Optimal transit. Or do we go for the fastest? Could crank you up to 50, for example, and say, hey, whatever's the fastest for 50. Better rise 2068 or 2067. We'll go 2067. That gets this smooth and clear. So I can go get more materials for world gas injectors. And yeah, when we're getting out as far as Saturn, you can see we're just waiting. This is not slow. That's just how long the distance is to travel, I suppose. That private Titan. There we go. Quest complete. Reaching Saturn. The Ringed Giant is a sight to behold, even more so up close. Now that we're here, we should start setting for operations on its moons immediately. Titan landed. Titan's a great place to start, as the only moon of Saturn with an atmosphere, and the only body in the solar system besides Earth known to have surface bodies of liquid. It is of great interest to astrobiology and an excellent place for a pioneering mission. I guess we're going to do the Titan landing for the Callisto landing because I've decided the Titan is more habitable to our research applications. Because it is. Let's be fair, because it is. Get all the stuff down on Titan with the orbital payload. Crew module, yes. You just be able to smack all the add module buttons, fully rendered modules, add resources. Rare glass alloys, metal, electronics, supplies. Bring like 84 ton or 80 of the tons of supplies down, please. I think that's it. There we go. Contract complete. Titan landing. We have reached Titan successfully. Coming here means faster development of our operations and, more importantly, new discoveries. What knowledge and resources does this place offer? And down here, we're doing the standard opener. We do a outpost to lower food costs. We do a hydroponics farm to make food, and then a research laboratory to do research while we're here. And then the Titan, if we have enough fuel, I probably do, or the Hephaestus wants to return to Earth orbit. Okay, I got 152 tons. I'm willing to burn 50 for an efficient transfer. Which is actually 48. Fair enough. Still getting us back 2069, so that's still a while. It's a long distance after all. How to get this back? Okay. Extreme environmental toxicity on this planet heavily to be 99. Okay. Yeah, so I don't have a way to get down, get a probe there, but we're scooping gas nonetheless. Less than 0.01 of water, nitrogen, and helium, but we are getting 0.49 of good old hydrogen. Okay, we're gonna get that Prometheus there. That's gonna be for flying around the system. So at some point I need to bring more stuff in to both Ganymede, at least Ganymede, if not Almathea, so I can start setting up launch capacity so we can get food supplies off of these to feed the others. Io, Europa, and Callisto. Yeah, we'll probably start thinking about putting colonies on all of those. I have a Hephaestus in orbit. How recent? I must have missed the notification for that coming in. Oh, that was right before we were to Titan. So I was focused on the Titan mission. Titan mission's complete. Okay. So, was there any more water-based ones? Was it Mimas? Mimas and Hyperion are water carbon in that system. Let's send more up, or do I want to send... Oh, actually, I suppose the other thing to do at Saturn is we can do what we did at Jupiter, which is we can get the orbital construction, orbital gas extractors going. What's the launch window to... next launch window to Saturn? September, so it's like now, so we're gonna miss it, is the answer. Well, for what I want to do, we're gonna miss it. I also want to send people to Minmus, and I think the answer to that is no. I think we're gonna mine a little bit of closer stuff first. So we're gonna miss the next transfer. Yeah, we're gonna miss the next transfer. Okay. Well, we're not gonna miss the next one. The next one's like here. Right. So that's not too bad. That's in fact that's telling us that's once a year, give or take. We got a transfer window. Okay. Okay. Because Earth is the one doing the movement there, and Saturn really isn't, comparatively speaking. Fair enough. Yeah, we're gonna go off to a different body. So we're mission planning. Not Saturn. This is an Earth launch. Actually, from Earth round. So the stuff I'm taking with me, and then we're going to a different Trojan or to a Greek. And so the moment, optimal launch is September, which we can definitely do. That's a couple days out. We're actually ready for this launch, right? So that works. Okay. And this is an asteroid, so I don't have to worry about. I can just go there. Okay. Distance. Add module. Construction is fine because we want construction. 3 modules. Actually, no, not all of them. I only want. I have to count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we ship 30 people over there. Add a module. Mining module. All the mining modules we've got for the moment. Add a module. Global habitat. Add a module. New isotope generator. Add a module. Add a probe. Add resources. I need it not to be electronic. Well, actually, I need 10 electronics. Add resources. Rares. 10. Add resources. Glass. 10. Add resources. Alloys. 100. Add resources. Metal. 90. Add resources. Supplies. 110. What we've been finding has been working out. Ride the Pelican. Optimal launch window. And then it looks like 136, so we'll go ahead and plan enough fuel that we have 136 surplus on arrival. Close enough. We're going to be coming back late anyway, so cue that off. Okay, I think we still have another Hephaestus inbound to Earth. Oh, we have a Hephaestus, so we just sent the one back from Saturn, I suppose. All the Hephaestus are flying. They're either scheduled or flying. Everything is fine. Let's... Anything else? Actually, Earth should probably begin prepping for the next one of those launches. And it should be prepping for sending to Saturn what we've sent to Jupiter. So if we're going to Saturn, direct flight to Saturn for setting up another fueling location. I want another orbital construction. We want another construction. Equipment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mines. We need another 2 crew compartments. Mobile hab. Radioisotope generator. And a probe. Okay. That's queued up. For Earth. The moon. What does the moon want to do? The moon wants to ship more hydrogen to Earth orbit. Maybe. You know what the moon will do? The moon. Please ship. You know that fuel that you have that you don't really need anymore. Ship that to Earth. Swap on those Prometheus. Okay, how goes Phobos? So we've got the carbon we need there. I've got 10 months before we run out in demos. We've got... Mars is turned off. Good thing Mars has food. Okay, so the Prometheus here needs to do a runabout to pick up more carbon. So you get to Phobos. I've just achieved the achievement, Lord of the Rings, colonize any moon of Saturn. Okay. That's an achievement name. Phobos. Where do I want... Well, so I've got 10 months before we run out of carbon on down, so we can delay the demo's delivery. I don't want to delay the Mars delivery any longer, because we're only 33 months left of food there. Not even left of carbon. So, Phobos. Please deliver 800 tons of carbon to Mars. Yeah, minimum fuel. We want to leave as much fuel here as possible. And then Prometheus back to Phobos. And And then we'll want to delivery to Demos, much the same as we just did. And I suppose at some point we need to deliver water to Phobos. So yeah, we're there and back again. Okay. So then the carbon goes to Demos. Phobos to Demos. Prometheus. Carbon. Ride the Pelican. Take the minimum amount of fuel along, please. And then kind of flipped. We're going back from Demos to Phobos. Leave the carbon behind. Add the water. Bring it back to Phobos. Mars doesn't need water, so Mars is happy. Anyway, we now got carbon for 16.8 years, so Mars will be happy. And we should just have the stuff delivered to Demos just in time, so Demos can continue to make its food. Got our first research tech done. Now into machine learning. There you go, 110 years. And 21.9 years. How much power do I have here? Got a decent amount of power. Expand silicon mining or expand metal mining? I think it's actually metal mining I want to do here because we're doing silicon on Demos, right? Yeah. I do have unused crew, yes. Although not very many more. We've got 35 more, so just 7 more metal mines, which will do. 7 more metal lines go. Mars, on the other hand, has power. And we're going to still continue to extract water faster. We're now down to just the underground deposit, which is 886 years left at the current rate. That is too slow. Must go faster. I have enough power for 20 more? No. We've got 7 more power, so if I do 10, that's 5. In which case, that means I should go after that into solar arrays. Okay. There we go. Got you going, you got you going. Earth is just received its fuel, so let's sell that fuel. And I can do another transit of fuel from Luna. No, not Earth orbit. I said you to Luna. There you go. There we go. Shipping more fuel to export on Earth. And yeah, we got stuff queued up on Mars and Phobos, and technically not expanding Demos, although it won't be much longer, and we'll probably be shipping this metal to Phobos to do basically what we did on Demos, or from Phobos to Demos to do what we did on Demos, which is use up the remaining crew here. Oh, Demos' crew is apparently expanding. That's fine. Found the time to make 2 more people. Nope. Don't ask me why they did that. They did. But yeah, we'll go ahead and probably mine more silicon here. Yeah, probably expanding silicon mine, right? Okay, fuel transfer was pretty quick. Got more ships arriving at Earth. And looking at the time, I think this is a good place for a part break. So if you're watching on YouTube, we'll have another part up tomorrow. Things are definitely going to accelerate in launch cadence as we start moving things around the solar system and try to start making use of the more and more hydrogen we're going to start getting in from the gas giants. So, for example, at Jupiter, you can see how long we've been playing. We've already got 138 more tons of hydrogen there. And that's with only 5 extractors going, making a half a ton per day. And I'm going to want to get that bigger. We're going to want that to be like 10 tons per day is what I think we want to get that up to, just because we just need hydrogen. We need a lot of hydrogen so I can do a lot of flying. So I can also launch from Earth and Mars and all that stuff too. We also need the nitrogen for terraforming, so more. That's what we're going to work on next time. We're going to work on more. So you're watching on YouTube, there will be another part up tomorrow. We're going to record another 2 parts tonight. Oh, before I forget, because I forgot in the last one, if you're watching this on YouTube and you want to vote on the next Shadow Empire sort of RP for the next run of that, there is a poll up on the Shadow Empire forums on Reddit. So hop over there and put your votes in. That closes on Sunday, I believe. So you maybe don't have very much time when this goes live. Should have reminded you in the last one. I might try to put that in the chat for the next one, for the last one. But if you're watching on YouTube, there will be another part tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, I suppose that's also the same reminder for you if you want to vote on that Shadow Empire poll. That poll is live as of now. So until the next part, I wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part and/or stream, and bye for now.